Hello friends and welcome back for another episode of Indie Impressions. My name is Nick and today we're going to be checking out the preview version of an upcoming game called Unearthing Colossal by developer Power Up to Maximum. The developer describes this game as a 2D pixel physics brawler with physics puzzles, bosses, and unique weapons. And from my experience, basically we're going to be playing as some sort of colossus or, ancient evil or deity, some sort of being like that, that gets resurrected and sort of ends up on this path of uncertain omnipotence, I guess is one way to put it, and it's got a really nice art style, what could be a very cool way that we approach the game world, and it's just, in general, something I really find quite fun. QwOp-like games are always quite entertaining, so I figured this one would definitely be worth showing off, especially since there's a Greenlight campaign, and it seems like it probably has the potential to catch on in a pretty big way. So, this is probably going to be a fairly short episode, just because I don't want to show off too much, and also because it gets pretty difficult, honestly, and there's also some parts where I just find maybe I'm not exactly sure what to do next. So if I reach one of those parts, maybe we will end things a little bit early, but regardless, let's start it out. So what do you mean you don't believe the legends? Don't be a fool, son. Take these offerings down to the cave. Alright, so we've got these little pixel people talking. They seem to have a light on the end of their hand, which might indicate their life force. I'm not entirely sure. I told you they're not real, and I'm going to prove it. Just wait here until I return. Don't go inside the cave, you'll doom us all. Enough. You'll not make fools of this village any longer, old man. Time to put your old superstitions to rest. So, we're reinforcing the ideology that the people who have superstitions are right, I guess. So we use A and D, or left gamepad stick to move, fair enough. I did actually have to get a little bit acclimated to the controls. I've been using the 360 gamepad, and it's a little strange. There's some moments of it that I don't understand entirely yet, but I'm working it out. There are also maybe a few issues with the control mapping or things like that, just due to the fact that it's not entirely done. The version that we're playing isn't, the finished release or anything, as I've mentioned. Hello? Nothing. What are you? Wait, what's happening? What's going on? Well, I assume there'd be, like, screen shake or something happening in the final version. Right now, though, just lots of little dots floating up into the sky. Very moody, though, very atmospheric, and you might not be able to hear it super clearly, but there's, like, a rumbling off in the distance, and that paired with the black sky and the kind of creepy-looking pixels floating up into the sky, you definitely get a little bit of an unsettling atmosphere from this. Please, no! So, we've unintentionally awakened the golem colossus who flicks his hand and kills you in an instant. And then we take control of this character. So it's a strange way to start things off. You start to feel a little bit, in line with these little characters that seem to be having a happy life, and then all of a sudden you're out to destroy them all. But I think it's one of those things where, like, you need to be put down before you can rise up. So, like, we need a reason to believe that, we're a bad guy, and then maybe we'll become a good guy later or something like that. I don't even know if we'll become a good guy. Maybe we won't. Maybe we'll just wreck everything and have a good time. That's fine, too. So as you might have noticed, what we thought was like a deity temple sort of thing with like maybe a crucifix on the top because of the silhouette, now it turns out to be just like a pedestal with a sword in it, and that's pretty sweet. So we're gonna like wreck this building and take it if possible. Alright, so yeah, there we go. It's gonna be a little sad. I'm gonna be destroying lots of people's lives here. That dude's stuck between my legs now. So the controls, and I'm gonna kind of go over them a little bit to ease your transition into things. They don't really go over in great detail what you're supposed to be doing once you get some of these items. What you can do is you pick things up with X, and I think it always goes into that hand, into your left hand. But what you do is you use the left and right triggers on the 360 controller, if that's what you're using, to one is raise, one is lower. So in this case, we're actually able to make a full swing like this, and then Y is jump, and then X is drop or pick up, like I think I said already. Then you probably want to avoid, you're supposed to be able to look around the environment using tab and arrow keys, but you can also use right bumper and the right analog stick, but I've found that it kind of seems a little glitchy to me, and I've noticed a few times, oh, they're all going to jump off a cliff. That's kind of sad. Quite sad, actually. But yeah, I've noticed if you try to use right bumper, a lot of the times the camera will kind of get stuck in the floor or ceiling a little bit, so, try and avoid that until we get to the place where you absolutely have to use it, which is coming up in a moment here. I did play about 10 or 15 minutes worth of this, by the way, in case you're wondering. So this crazy thing falls down from the ceiling and says halt. I really like its glowing eyes, by the way, or eye. I don't know what that is. What have thou done? Very bad things, as you can tell by my red glowing eye. That's the fastest way to tell if something is malevolent or benevolent. Look for the red glowing eye. Reaper! Am I a Reaper of Souls? Is that my place in the universe? That's enough. Look around thine self. Who do you think holds the power in this situation? Well, clearly not me, because I'm in an empty white void, as far as the eye can see. Actually, there are some walls here. As you can probably notice, my sword smacks into one over here. And then my sword also will smack into one over here, so I actually can't go any further over in this situation. So yeah, not me. I don't have the power here. As the bringer of life, I hereby charge thou with the termination of a human village, unable to defend themselves. I condemn thee, reap no more. Alright, so there's a bigger hierarchy of order going on here, clearly. The selective Old English, though, is a thing, like, hereby charge thou. I don't know, the thous and chargeths and things like, well, they didn't actually say that, but thee, maybe more like. Imprisonment for the rest of eternity awaits thou. Okay. Well, that sucks. Alright, well, I guess we're stuck here forever, and that's the end of the game. Only, it's not, because if we're real smart, we remember that I mentioned we can move the camera around, and we're gonna do that. Notice, up here, we've got a little crystal hanging down from the ceiling. I'm gonna try and center the camera in a good way, and now the objective becomes, can you throw your sword? And hopefully you took your sword with you. I would assume they would give you one if you didn't, because that would be a really ridiculous thing. The goal here is we want to fling our sword up in the air in just such a way as to get it to hit this crystal. And this took me far, far longer than I would like to admit for the first time to get past it. I think it took me like the majority of the time I was playing the game, unfortunately. So it's a kind of a good way to tutorialize that we need to be able to learn how to throw things, and also to teach you to like search around the environment sometimes, because I think that's a thing that you very quickly can get kind of a tunnel vision thing going on, because you're kind of focused on move from left to right and do whatever it is that seems appropriate to do at the moment. Oh, that was kind of close. But this is what I meant by, like, qwop-like in the terms of, you know, physics puzzles and such. This is kind of a unique way to teach the player about something, and also try and present what could be a reasonably difficult task. But it does seem like it comes a little bit fairly early on, so as much as I feel like we do need the tutorialization, at the same time, it might be so prohibitively difficult that it might put some people off. I hope it isn't, and I hope maybe they could lower that crystal down just, like, slightly, because I've come very close to hitting it a lot of times, and that, by all accounts, should have hit it, honestly. But, you know, also at the same time, the second time I do it, maybe it'll be a little bit easier, and so far it has been proving to be a little easier. I seem to be getting closer on sooner swings. But I've had better success with rotating my character left to right as I alternate triggers. I think that's like a definitely good thing to know about. If you want to get the most momentum as possible, you definitely want to move your character in addition to just swing your arm. And I'm hoping that I can get this fairly soon. If not, I'll make a cut in the video or something, and we'll get to the point where I've actually hit the crystal. Because it is difficult, like I said. So, and if you're doubting me, feel free to go download this. And in fact, I would encourage you to do that. Get this preview version yourself and try it out, just so you can see. And oh, we got it with the hilt of the sword. Okay, fantastic. That was good timing. I was gonna say in one or two swings I was probably gonna be about done. Okay, so we'll go through the door, and we come out the other side of the door into another void-like area. I do need to kind of readjust my camera here, but it likes to... Oh, I had it for a second, and then I screwed it up again. I don't know what it is that makes it stick to the floor or ceiling, but it just doesn't like to find the happy medium. Well, I mean, honestly, I could kind of get by like this, but it puts me up in the ceiling, which I wasn't super happy about. Okay, so what I need to do here, if you could probably figure it out just by looking at it. We need to get this block into the less shaded block, because this is sort of like a key, I guess. There we go. So I needed to figure out a way to climb over it, and now we just need to kind of push it over here. And it looks like it's got like Cancer the Crab or something on the top. Now let's see if we can get up top, and then we will try and swing our sword to knock it into place. Not really sure exactly why I'm able to stand up there like I am, but I'll take it. I'm not going to be upset. Alright, turn. There we go. Now, I would want to, like, jump up and down, but actually just swinging the sword down, and it seems to get the job done. Now we just need to get ourselves up onto this pedestal. No. Alright. I do need to see the floor, though. Okay, well, the non-floor. Whatever you want to call this white void. Can we use this sword to... There we go. Alright, so you can see there's actually a little bit of a world map here with beautiful lasers aligning one point to the next. So we're entering the snowy plains from the burning snowy plains. And let's press select on our 360 controllers and start up the Termination Path to Ruin. So I guess this is where we escape our eternal purgatory and decide to wreak havoc on the puny humans, or whatever they are. That which has awoke leaves fire and ash and smoke. Don't wake that which reaps. Alright, so we're going to take our sword. Oh, there's another sword there. Thou truly are an unholy force reaper. I mean, you could tell, just by the way I got out of your trap. You'd think if you were so powerful, you wouldn't, like, put that crystal there at the top, because I kind of could figure that out. Okay, so now we've got this sort of, like, Patapon-style village. Oh, cool lighting effect. I didn't even notice that before. And we're just gonna, like, cause havoc, because that's what we do sometimes. I feel sad. I get reminded of Pikmin every time I see those souls rising up or whatever. Oh... It's definitely a really pretty art presentation, and I'm really enjoying the way that this is put together so far. I'm gonna put the candelabra thing at the end of my sword and use it like a spear, I guess. I didn't break this house, though. Is that good or bad? I don't know. Maybe I get, like, benevolence points for not killing everybody in my way. Oh, that's... Wait a minute, this is different. Last time I played this, I did not encounter this enemy, nor did I have the same series of events as I wandered through this... forest. There was actually some, like, pillars with dudes shooting arrows at me, which were sticking to my head. So maybe there's a little element of this that's, like, procedurally generated or something. But I did run into this, though. And this is actually something I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to do about it. It just seems like a dead-end cave. Maybe I can move my camera up. Is there something up above? Kinda doesn't look like it. Kinda looks like that's just the ceiling there. But there is a fire. Maybe I can get up there, actually. That's probably what I'm supposed to do. Maybe I'm supposed to somehow launch myself up at the top? I'm really not sure, actually. Like, this is about where I got to before I wasn't sure what to do next. That enemy, by the way, that was shooting, like, mines at me, I hope I didn't need to use that for something, and I was just supposed to break it. Oh, wait, is this, like, a portal? I don't know what's going on here. It reminds me a little bit of Little Big Planet, too, the way it launched the mines everywhere. I guess it's just sort of like the nature of physics-powered games. Can I put the sword in the flame? I mean, this is probably just like the ashes of the enemy, right? But, I don't know. It looks too high for me to get to normally. I haven't figured out a way to launch myself up in the air, really. I have very few moves at my disposal. I mean, I can duck, I can jump just slightly off the ground. I have a sword which I could potentially swing and use to, like, pole vault a little bit, but, like, I don't think I can get that high. I don't even know how it's supposed to be able to get on top of those trees if I was going to. But maybe I just need to, like, beat down the wall at the end of this cave? Is it really... would it be that simple? I kind of doubt it, but it does look like a solid wall, right? Oh, there's something over there. I think that's just one of those pillars that the dudes would stand up on and shoot arrows down at me. And there's, like, one dude on the other side. I can see the little light glowing. Very creepy, though, with me with the eye and the darkness. Anyway, I think I'll wrap up the video here since I'm not sure what to do, and I'm not really sure how to figure out what to do next. I guess this is a puzzle, but at the same time, I have to wonder maybe if, you know, I'm just stuck or something like that. Or hopefully I didn't break the game. Maybe I just leave. I didn't actually think of just leaving. Why don't we try that, actually, before I wrap things up? I don't know if I'm allowed to go back out or not. There does appear to be a door there, which is blocked by all of these beings, which I'm going to now stomp on. Okay, I've left. You're gonna tell me how I'm an Oh, there's more. Okay, with blades of green, the color of life, we will smite thee who cast darkness over the surface of the deep, and thou will return to the deep, and thou will become the deep. Okay, fair enough. I guess I didn't have to get on the pedestal again that time. Do I return to the deep this time, or how do you want me to approach this? Looks like I can't move. Oh, looks like it's starting that chapter over again. I feel like I did what I was supposed to do there. I thought I'd solved it by leaving, actually, but maybe not. I don't know, it's kind of up in the air. It's one of those things where, like, I don't really want to belabor it because I feel like I'm doing the game a disservice by not progressing, but at the same time, I don't really know what to do. So I think I'll wrap things up, and you guys can feel free to spoil it in the comments if you want, because this is, you know, so soon in this demo. I feel like there's still a bunch more to see, and every video I've seen about this game and every little snippet has shown, you know, forest areas, and you're, like, fighting other colossi, and you've got a big old crazy sword with, like, looks like a cleaver. So I haven't seen any of that stuff, so I assume that's probably in here somewhere. So very likely you can progress past that, and I just don't know how to do it. So let me know what you think about the art style, the art direction, the general presentation. I think it's a very pretty game, and I have a lot of pretty high expectations that this is going to be a very cool, polished product when it's finished. So I'm definitely going to go vote for this on Greenlight. I urge you to do the same if you found it compelling and interesting. And of course, go download the preview version yourself. The links for all of these things are going to be right in the description. And yeah, be sure to come back again tomorrow. New episodes of Indie Impressions go up every single day without fail, so I look forward to bringing you another one then. And if you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like on it, because it does help me out and continues the series going with some positive momentum, which I very, very much value. And you just being here, of course, is a huge step in the right direction. So please continue to do that, and I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow for another. So thank you for watching, and I will talk to you all later. Have a good night.